If you really want to know what pain is in Victoria 3, you have to try this run out. We're playing as the Persian Empire, and we've literally dictated the world to opium by subventing it, allowing us to become the world's leading producer of opium. If we get 4,000 likes on this video, I'm gonna do a unique Arabian run where we choose the weakest of all the Arabian nations, and we're gonna turn it into the greatest trading hub in the world. Now I'll let you choose which one of the Arabians is gonna be Bahrain, Qatari, Mara, Lahej. Which one of these horrible nations do you want me to play as? Guys, let's cut to the chase here. Persia sucks ass at the start of the campaign, but once I'm done with them, not only will we addict the rest of the planet to opium, but we're also going to be thriving from those opium addictions, and we're going to be reaping in the benefits. First part of the campaign, we will have to be a little bit aggressive though, because unless we expand into the Astani areas really early in the campaign, what happens is the British or the Russians take over all the stands, and then it's freaking over for us. We have no more shot at it. Before we get to the expansion bit, let's go ahead and start researching some academia. That's right, we're doing that because we want to push for romanticism, so we change our legislation. We start with traditionalism, which sucks absolute balls. Then after that, we research stock exchange and the rest of it. The reality is, when it comes to industrialization, Persia is going to be really struggling because, you guessed it, technologically we're very backwards, but we'll make up for it with other fields, such as the 1,000 authority that we start with. That being said, let's also change some of our production methods. I would love to go for filing cabinets, but I don't have any paper mills. So what we're going to do is we are still going to go for filing cabinets, not with all of our government administration buildings though, just with enough to cover our bureaucratic expenses right now. So pretty much the one in Khorasan and the one in Iraq, or better yet, Ajam. That being said, we will be importing our paper, so we're going to be doing low or actually high subventions for import, just so we encourage our trade centers to get a hold of this paper until we have domestic production of it. Paper unfortunately is in super high demand at the start of the campaign on the world market, so it's not going to be that easy. We might even have to go for maximum subvention. We've got a pretty decent base when it comes to our rural buildings. Urban, not so much, but we do have one glassworks, so we're going to switch our market squares to market square, the urban centers, to make use of the glass produced by the glasswork. The queue itself is going to be a little bit of a problem, so we don't have much of an economy, right? I will attempt to get some construction sectors. Hopefully it's not going to completely crash our economy. Let's say 5 construction sectors, and we might change that around depending on how it goes. We are going to need some cotton plantations wherever we're building stuff, as well as some more logging camps. We do have 42 infrastructure in Iraqi Ajami, so it should be fine for now. Once we got all of this built, we're going to switch over to better production methods for the logging camps, sawmills, so we're going to have to queue up some tooling workshops in there as well as of course some iron mines to make the tooling workshops more effective by switching to the rough iron tool production method. I'm also going to be issuing some decrees, road maintenance, social mobility, and for that matter, social mobility is going to be required everywhere because we have 8% literacy. So we need social mobility not only for the literacy, but we also need it for the qualifications that it offers. That's why I'm covering the entirety of the country with social mobility. Hopefully we bring ourselves out of the dark ages with it. Also going to get my first declared interest in Bombay, and then we're going to get another one in Central Asia afterwards once we're able to. I'm going to merge my armies into one major blob, and we do have a few cannon pieces, but we're really struggling to actually get artillery for it. So we're going to again give low subventions for import, so we maybe import some artillery. It's not worth building one ourselves for just 2 artillery required. Legislation wise, this is literally the worst. Everybody is a freaking traditionalist. It is just really bad, guys. This is going to be a struggle changing away from the current legislations that we have. It's really going to be a struggle. I might just attempt to pass tenant farmers. It might not work. Homesteading is 100% not going to work, but tenant farmers, we might have a shot. Let's see. Also going to be improving relations with the Roshans and with the Bratosh, both of which we want to be on good terms, and we're not. We're actually on very bad terms with both of them at the start. We're going to be attacking Herat first. first, we have a return core on the province of Herat itself, and we're going to add the secondary as a primary goal just in case they back down, because they are fearful and they might otherwise back down. There you go. Our trade centers are importing 21 paper, so we've got half the paper that we need. Basically, we still need to build those paper mills ourselves. So let me actually go ahead and build one in Iraqi Ajami. This initial war should be fairly easy against Herat. They've got a very tiny force. It's going to be a little bit more difficult once we get into Kabul and those Afghani areas, which are significantly stronger actually, from a very surprising point of view actually. Now that we conquered Herat, we're not going to be incorporating it just yet because we are struggling right now with our bureaucracy. Instead, we're just going to continue to expand. We do have massive shortages though. Most of the shortages are from construction. We cannot even sustain 20 construction. Is wild to see, like actually wild. This will in fact crash our economy if we continue down this path. So oh, it sucks doing this, man. It really sucks doing this. But after I finish the paper mill, I might just destroy all of my construction sectors. Now guys, take note, after you've taken Herat, you will have the option of proclaiming Greater Khorasan. That gives us claims on most of the Afghanistani areas, so it's going to be significantly less infamy to conquer that area. If we click this now, we get the claims, but we also might piss off the British, and if we do piss them off, it might be GG's. I'm gonna still claim it though. I'm big time pre-G in here. All right, let's go ahead and attack Kandahar next. So same thing, we're gonna be doing return core for all the provinces that they have, and we also have to add one more on Kandahari Baluchistan, as well as another one on Quetta. We apparently don't have enough maneuvers, so it's gonna be just most of Kandahar. For some freaking reason, Kandahar, despite being so small, has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freaking different provinces. They just got like a little tiny fraction of everything around. Okay, we have the option of going one phase with tenant farmers. I'm gonna do that, but that will lower our success chance to 4%, so let's see how it goes after. This is in essence pretty much gambling, guys. This war against Kalat and Makran is absolutely vital. Freaking Council of Nations, get out of here, US. Really, Council of Nations? I'm so gonna fail this legislation, aren't I? 2 setbacks already on adoption phase. We're gonna 100% fail that. I'm gonna feel bad because I was so freaking close to. That's crazy. Freaking cold it, boys. I absolutely cold it. That is the worst start to a campaign ever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also bolster the peasant movement that just appeared. We have an agitator too, and he supports the Persian supremacist movement. That is not it, my dude. That is actually not it. So you're gonna have to get out of here. I'm gonna try to go for this law. It might help out a little bit since we have some pops that we don't accept right now, and we would accept them after we pass racial segregation. But yeah, fingers crossed, because considering what happened with the previous attempted passing of tenant farmers, I'm not getting my hopes up anymore. All right, we got all of Baluchistan as well as the rest of Bampur. We had a little bit of it, now we have all of it. There's only 7,000 GDP in Bampur. That is actually crazy to see. A lot of these units that we have are not able to recruit the soldiers because it's probably provinces with pops that are not accepted, so I'm going to disband them, as well as I will be disbanding the cannons. I know it's nice to have cannons, but the truth is I'm just paying way more for them than I should be paying, and until we get our own artillery foundry, it's just not worth it, really. Yo, why do they call this Kabulistan? Is it because this is where bullies originate from? Similarly, Kabulistan is made out of a lot of small provinces that are not full, not whole, better yet, so it's going to take 2 wars to grab all of Kabul too. They're gonna keep Pashtunistan, which is actually probably the best state they've got now that I think about it. It's got 500,000 or 800,000 pops and 500,000 GDP. Oh boy, this might not be good. Allow Russia to build in Persia. Yeah, actually, yeah. Why not? Yeah, I'd love to have great relations with you. Oh, it's because we got cordial with them already. Oh, nice. All right, that's good. So now let's go ahead and expand into the north before the Russians do. And if we manage to keep our good relations with them and grab the northern stands, that is basically the best outcome. Actually, we also want to get rid of these small individuals here. We also seem to have a lot more construction sectors. I'm assuming I got quite a few of these from Kabul Denai. Those are going to be gone because we're not going to be able to have that many and still survive economically, will we now? Curious how many of you guys even know that Kabulistan exists in this game. Pretty sure like 0.005% of people actually know that is a real nation. Even Kunduz. How many people people knew that Kunduz exists. Be honest. Don't you be lying to me right now, okay? Also, guys, it really is very important to incorporate these states. Otherwise, we're gonna really struggle to actually make use of them. So if you're following along, do make sure to incorporate as soon as you can. In our case here, we are struggling with bureaucracy, as you would imagine. So we're gonna have to actually spam some more government administration buildings or change all of them to filing cabinets and spam more paper mills in exchange. I think paper mill situation is not good, is it? Nope. We do have a third one on the way from the private sector, so we'll just wait for that to get finished. That should be enough for now. When it comes to Bukhara, they almost always back down, so we will have to make Uzbekia a primary goal, which means that we're likely not going to be able to fully annex everything, are we now? They got fearful. We're going to do these three as primary goals, and that means the last goal, they might just back down, so they keep Little Merv. So instead of Bukhara, they can be renamed to Merv. Oh, Kokand joined their side. Okay, that's actually not good. Khiva as well. That's really, really not good. Really not good, because I got no more maneuvers now. Feel like I got baited right there. I actually feel like I got baited. That way I'm gonna have a truce with both of them. That truce means the Russians might actually annex Khiva and Kokand before the truce is over between me and them. That's really not good. Usually after the Russians deal with Kishizuk and Ortazuk, they start pushing south hard because they get the claims on the stands themselves, which means they're gonna get the claims on us also, on the provinces that we own. All right, so our truce is gonna be over in 1448. Unshackle every Persian found, they shall be free. We have freedom in our country for our people. It's not for anyone else, just our people. That's it. Now, shortage wise, we do have still paper, so I'm gonna queue up another paper mill still, as well as I'm gonna start getting some more logging camps. We are using sawmill production method, but it's still not enough. I'm gonna get a couple more around the rest of the country just so we get some more jobs for people. We're doing a tooling workshop, and we're gonna need some more construction sectors too, so let's get 3 more, say, after everything's done in the queue. Also, legislation wise, we do have racial segregation, so that's one thing that's good for us right now. We also have the option of switching to agrarianism. Not much support for it, but because we have the technology, at least we can attempt to go for it. We also have Bahrain that owns a bit of Hormuz, as well as Oman, so I'm gonna attack these two nations next whilst we wait for the truce with the northern nations to finish, so that we can just what is happening here? Why is my army unable to deploy there? That's weird. Might be a little bit of a bug right there, actually. We also have a piece of Bahrain and a big chunk of Oman that is basically within our state, so we're gonna need to grab all of these footholds of the Arabs from Persia back. Oh, okay. The Treaty Port of Furman 1793 has been invalidated. Okay, so we just got back a big chunk of Hormuz from Oman. It's bound for 90 years, the treaty. It is invalidated. They are giving us 100 pounds every week, and we still would get infamy if we withdrew from this. It is invalidated, but they still have to pay us that because we got the province. It's just crazy. So we're getting free money from Oman in essence. That is kind of an exploit in my opinion. I love it though. I love it. It's about time somebody gave us free stuff. About time. And as you would expect, agrarianism has failed. Oh boy. What do I even do, man? This nation has the worst luck when it comes to legislations by far. I don't even know what to tell you anymore. Like, it's just bad. It's just really bad. The Omanis have decided to help out Kabulistan, so we're gonna be taking back not only Kabul, but we're also taking back what's left of the treaty ports that Oman has by our coastline. I'm also trying to rush for colonization right now, because in order to do the next journal entry here, pacification of the Turkmeni, which allows us to get frontier colonization and the ability to colonize Turkmenia, we need colonization for it, right? Another thing I want to do is I want to get some domestic industries going, so I'm going to be queuing up 1 textile mill and a single furniture manufacturer as well. There also seems to be a little bit of a rebellion going on in India. My money is on the British, but I'm really hoping that they lose though, which I know is not going to happen. I'm just being hopeful here. Whoa, what? We passed the laws? That's not possible. All right, there you go. All of Kabul is gone, and we got colonization. So let's go ahead, Clicius Maximus, pacify the Turkmeni. So that means we can start colonizing both of these areas here. Let's go, baby. It's good that we got this now, because if we waited for longer, what's gonna happen is the Russians will crush the Kazakhstanis, and when that happens, they get a claim in Turkmenia, which prevents us from colonizing this anymore. Now, enacting this particular decision will basically kill off our economy because we get minus 22,000 from this timed modifier here. Now, this will go away, but until it does go away, we're going to have to chill here. We have 4 years in which we have to downscale our construction to basically 0. I'm not even kidding when I say that, because if we don't do that, we're going to start taking loans. And as a non-great power, non-major power, if you start taking loans, you die. So yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad. But it's also worth it because we're basically getting from here a good 600,000-700,000 pops, which is better than nothing because let's face it, we're not going to be expanding after we grab our home areas anymore, will we now? I've even downscaled my armies. I've done everything I could possibly do just because I really don't want to go into the red here. I'm going to go for very low military wages too because the war is basically over. I don't think Oman's going to be... oh, there you go. Russia, I freaking called it. Russia just has the rebellion, so they're going to be annexing this after the... oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's really, really bad. So that means they're gonna get the claims and they're gonna be very belligerent towards us afterwards. It means that we're gonna have to turn to Papa Smurf Lord. That's what I like to call the British. They're my bestest of friends as of now. Yep, there you go. They got their claims. Turkmenistan, Merv, everywhere else. So that means if I'm gonna be attacking Kokand or Khiva, they will likely join on the side of those nations and absolutely wipe the floor with me. I'm just gonna make a save game and prove my point here. Let's see. Let's attack, say, Khiva. Right? What's gonna happen, guys? Is Russia gonna join on their side? Of course they freaking will, right? Of course they will. Don't really? You actually not joining on their side? Come on, really? Actually? And once I add the rest of the war goals, they will join on their side. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Not even they back down. Okay, maybe it's gonna work with these guys too. I don't know. Making another save just to be on the safe side here because I think I'm right, and the Russians will join on Kokand's side. There you go. They did join on Kokand's. I freaking knew it. So basically they hate Khiva for some reason, but they love Kokand. So yeah, I am not gonna be fighting the Russians, not now anyway, for freaking Kokand. Not gonna do that once I get an alliance with the British, or at least get the British on my side somehow. So for now we're only gonna be expanding into the Indian parts and Kitral, basically it. We're also gonna annex Muhammadiyah, so we can chill for a while. We've got 81 infamy. We maybe can just focus on industrializing the country a little bit too, and starting those opium spams, as I like to call them, and starting the trade routes with the rest of the world, giving them all the opium they need now. We don't need to expand anyway. We got enough land. We grew by quite a bit of size. We're up 15 million pops. We're 7.7 million in GDP, and we're 21 literacy, so that's not bad at all. And I am going to be annexing Muhammadiyah just because I don't want to have any subjects here. I want to have a straight border with the Otto Bros. Speaking of the Otto Bros, I really hope these guys fail their Tanzimats, because if they do, that's going to be basically free real estate into the west for me. I also kind of am eyeing up Arabia for that matter though. Go ahead and start building those opium plantations in Ajam, and we also need more government administration buildings, so we're gonna get one in Mazandran. Now guys, something very important to take note of: the province of Turkmenia and Merv will get a claim by the Russians, right, once they get rid of Uzbekistan. If you do not have your colony established, so that means if you haven't started the process of colonizing these two provinces before they get the claim, you will not be able to colonize anymore. So make sure you do start colonizing before the Russians get the claim, and make sure you never cancel that colonization progress, or you're never going to be able to colonize again in those areas. I'm saying this because I've seen in my previous Persia run people asking how come they're not able to colonize these provinces and I'm able to. That's why. Oh, is the time modifier finished? It is! Yay! Finally we can restart our industry. Such a massive difference a single freaking event can make. It's insane. Imagine 22,000 for a nation like us is literally half of our income. It is ridiculous the difference it makes. Well, it's official. The Russians absolutely hate the Kivans because, again, I tried attacking Kokand. Nope, couldn't do. Russia joined on their side, but I'm attacking Khiva and Russia doesn't give a schnitzel. I'm curious if there's actually any sort of historical beef that's going on between these peeps, because I've never heard of any. That being said, you know what I did hear? I hear that there's need for more construction sectors, so we're going to be delivering. We shall unshackle the Persians of Khiva as well, and we will let the French build in our country. We, in fact, would love to be bestest of friends with the France. Help me, help. The big bad Russians are attacking. Please help. Holy mother, there's 1 million people living in Kharazmia. How, man? This place is like barren, isn't it? Oh no, actually it's not. It's grassland. Kind of a surprise. I just automatically expect this area to be just deserts. But speaking of, do you guys know what this is? This here is the Aral Sea, which doesn't pretty much exist anymore nowadays. It's just gone. It completely vanished. I'm not saying the Soviets did it, but the Soviets did it. We also have our own domestic production of small arms, and we even have 3 artillery foundries. Who the hell built this? I didn't build this. Oh, it's from conquered areas. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's a little bit of a weird situation then. I'm gonna start upgrading my units to line. I think it's time we do have line infantry boys. We have to be in tone with the rest of the planet here, and we also got to change to condensed engine pumps because apparently we now have enough mines. In fact, we might have enough to perhaps switch over to iron frame production method some of our buildings. Yeah, would we completely collapse if we do? No, well, not all of them, obviously. Some of these will still stay wooden production. We'll just switch the ones in Iraqi Ajami, I mean. At minus 10,000, that's doable, because then if we do a very low government wages and we increase our taxes a little bit, we actually can sustain that pretty freaking well. And our main shortage is going to be iron, as expected, which is why we're going to be spamming iron mines like crazy. I'd love to give them in a gem, but as you probably noticed, a gem is in a little bit of a jam because there's no infrastructure there. So yeah, we have an agitator that's supporting the peasant movement, but I'm not sure he's the best of people because of his particular ideology, but we'll keep him for now. He's what we would call a necessary evil. We brought back the rural folk into the government, and we're gonna again attempt to pass agrarianism. We have 3% more support this time than before. Whoa, the British are attacking Qing. This is a little bit late, isn't it? Jesus, you guys were supposed to attack him like 15 years ago, bro. What the hell? Wait a second. Maybe I should do a new Qing video in that case. If it's that easy now, maybe Qing's gonna be even more overpowered in this patch. Oh, Russia had a change of heart. They went from belligerous back to cooperative with me. We're catching up on the Japanese and the Prussians. We're definitely doing something good. I have to say it's better than some other countries I've played in the past. I'm not calling anybody out here, but if I was, they might be called Ethiopia. I'm just saying. It's just me saying it. Nothing wrong with Ethiopia. It's totally a nice country, just that run I had was cancerous. We also managed to get our sulfur mine so we can switch over to sulfing paper production method for the paper mills, which is huge because we do need more paper, not only for our government administration buildings, but for the world market too, because paper is actually in quite a little bit of demand. Look at that. There's 28 paper missing on the world market. Now, despite not having any infrastructure in Ajam, why am I still building a buttload of shit in there? Well, because we're about to finish getting railways. So once that's done, we're gonna spam the shit out of railways, and we're gonna make a gem the greatest state ever. Okay, it's gonna be the greatest. Okay, we're also gonna be bullying the North Indians. First one is Sindh because it's the easiest of the two, and they only have 13 battalions and 25 conscripts. They also have really bad relations with the British, and the British seem to not be willing to defend them. So this is just free real estate for me in that case. Plus, this is a really good state actually. It has a little bit of sulfur, but more importantly, it has a lot of potential more opium plantations, as well as a buttload of population pool. 2.2 million is quite a lot of people we can put to work. We also do have a lot of investment pool right now, 18 million. So I could just let my investment pool build up whatever it needs to build, and that's going to fill up my coffers. That means we can go full on iron frame production methods and maybe even get a few extra construction sectors. Say we can get in Mazandran another 5 for now. Plus we got railways, so we can start queuing up some railways wherever we have market access issues. So that means first off, Iraq, boom. Second, Tabriz, and then third in Kerman. Also, I'm not paying attention to this law. I didn't see what happened, okay? I'm gonna ignore it, because from what I noticed, if you ignore a law, it passes. If you don't ignore it, it does not pass. We don't want that to happen. Also, we're above the Mexicans, closing up on the Spaniards, and we're above the Japanese. We're doing so good. good. Oh my god. Finally great to actually play Persia and see it do good. I love seeing it do good. All right, agrarianism. Boom. I'm actually gonna make a bookmark out of that because agrarianism is a pretty big deal for us. Also, we need more steel mills. So let's queue up another one. The cool part about agrarianism is not only that we get rid of all the debuffs from traditionalism, but we also get some investment pool contribution increased by farmers, clergymen, and aristocrats. So next, ideally, we want to pass something that really would help us out, like tenant farmers or homesteading. I feel like it's going to fail though, but I'm going to attempt it still. If we could get the intelligentsia and the government, we get a little bit more support for that. The intelligentsia has more clout. So let's actually get the intelligentsia and the government. There you go. That way we've got 9% success chance. Holy mother of God. I lost so much bureaucracy because of the population increase from annexing Sindh. That's kind of the bad part about annexing these Indian parts. It's going to be tough getting that bureaucracy from the high pops. The good part is though that our GDP increased by quite a lot too. So we're fluctuating between 17 and 19 million because of the lack of certain products. But that being said, what? The Belgians have more GDP than Prussia? What the shit is happening here, buddy? What is this? Okay, I'm gonna say it. My next run's gonna be Belgium. I have to play Belgium again. Something's happening with Belgium. They're going crazy in pretty much all of my games, and I need to know why. I have to know. I want to do another playing toll run as I know you guys are tired. Ludi, we've seen 4 Belgium 2-state wonder videos from you. I want to see it again. I want to do it again. I love playing me toll with the Belgian states. Belgium is overpowered in this game, and everybody needs to know it, okay? Look at that freaking trade capacity they're using right now. 558 trade capacity they're using. That is crazy, brother. They're exporting 870 tools. That explains a lot. How about us? Could we potentially get more exports going? Not much. We could do one in Baluchistan, another one here. We might make a little bit of profit. The problem is that we need better laws to help us be a, how do I put this, more enticing target for nations to trade with, basically. So that goes along with our plan to modernize, of course. I didn't see nothing. I did not see nothing. Nobody's looking at the top left, the right of my screen because it's crazy. What is happening here? Oh my god. How much are we? We're up to 23 million in the investment pool. We literally could just live off of the investment pool right now. Actually could just live off of the investment pool. That's crazy how much we got in the investment pool right now, man. All right, we're gonna go back up to low whatchamacallit, taxes as consequence because of the investment pool, and we're only going to build up whatever is required for the industry itself. So that means we're going to be queuing up a little bit more iron mines. Where would be Baluchistan? Let's get some iron mines in Baluchistan, 5 iron mines, and some more tooling workshops as well. Now this is going to be in Mazandaran. Oh, Black Betty, Mazandaran, do. And also, why not a steel mill in Mazandaran? Because I'm feeling like the market access is probably not as good as I'd like it to be. What are we up now? We got 85 market access. It's not too bad, I guess. Oh, we're almost done with Merv. Hell yeah. Problem is, we cannot get the rest of these. For example, Kharasmia, we cannot get because... Oh, actually, no, we do have a claim on this now. We got a claim on Kharasmia? Oh, yeah, because it's part of this state. Yeah, right. That makes sense. We don't have a claim on this, though. Uralsk. I would have loved to get Uralsk, too, but I guess it's going to be uncolonized. And we passed it, boys. We actually passed it 30 years later, man. 30 freaking years later. Okay, I'm putting it out. It's been 30 years since we started this campaign. That's insane. That's actually freaking insanely late, bro. But better late than never, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and see what we're gonna go for next. I would love to go for appointed bureaucrats, but the bureaucracy is gonna be a bigger issue for me, so I'm gonna keep hereditary for now. And I would also like to get landed voting, so let's try for that first. Oh, the Autumn has declared me their rival. Okay, no problem, Autumn, bro. Unrecognized major power. The Ottomans didn't do their tansy mats. Oh my god, it's time for expansion into the west, isn't it? You know what else it's time for, though? It's time for us to actually get some universities. We've got no unis, bro. I haven't built a single university since the start of the campaign. So let's get a few of them sprinkled around for the qualifications in the main footholds here, and then we'll get some more afterwards as needed. And we also did colonization of Merv. So that means if we go to our journal, Eastern Frontier, restoration of Merv, we need to have level 2 urban center in Merv. Is it not level 2 already? We have a level 0 urban center. Is that not enough? Probably not. Okay, well, let's first off click on the right state, because we were not even clicked on Merv, incorporated, and after we've incorporated, let's get the urban center advanced a little bit. Yeah, Merv has some potential, I guess. We could make some logging camps in there. I'll be honest, one thing I like about Persia is, despite it starting with extremely bad laws and a pretty tough situation, it does have a lot of resources. I'm not even talking just about opium here. I'm talking about the fact that they've got lead, sulfur, coal, and iron, and not just a little bit. Look at this. The entirety of Persia has iron mines. Half of Persia has coal mines. The other half of Persia has lead mines. And there's like freaking 5-6 provinces with sulfur as well. So technically, we have all the resources we need to seriously industrialize this nation. I mean, look at this. We're above the Prussians now. Dude, how is this possible? Okay, boys, we're up to 10.5 standard of living because a big chunk of our pops actually own their farms now, basically because of homesteading here that gives a 50% minimum worker-owned ranch and agricultural buildings. And something's telling me that we might not be able to pass landed voting on the first attempt here. Okay, we managed to get better production methods also for the textile mills and furniture manufacturing, so we're actually making quite a lot of money now. We also got a little bit of extra innovation from the newly built university. Just not much, but we'll get there eventually. I guess I can queue up dialectics so we get a little bit more innovation from our universities. Maybe we can do that as the next research, and then we can do pharmaceuticals and egalitarianism right after. And also say that it's probably not a bad idea to get more construction sectors now. We could probably get that done. Next, I'm going to go for per capita taxation. You might be wondering why you're not switching to proportional, which is way better. Maybe I won't, actually. Oh my god, there's an uprising in Kalkaraj. Well. If it isn't the best opportunity for me to take advantage. Guys, it's crazy. We have 41 million in the investment pool. We really need to build more construction sectors. Let's go. It's just get 6, but we probably want to just max out the ones in Iraq, to be honest. Oh, and the Russians have genial attitude. That possibly could mean they're not going to join on the side of Kokand anymore. All right, well, we've now officially maxed out the construction sectors in our capital, and we're still going pretty freaking strong, bro. Like, this is actually crazy how strong we're going right now. We're transferring 150,000 from the investment pool, which is a lot, but we have 43 million, so we can still hold on to this for quite some time, actually. We haven't even started privatizing, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of surprised to see how strong Persia is. Only downside, of course, as you'd imagine, is the political part. What the hell happened here? These guys actually broke away. Wait, isn't this the same province that I already own half of? It is. Oh, that's free real estate then, bros. Now, that being said, we do have to start modernizing our army and stuff, so I'm gonna have 30 infantry with 30 artillery. That would be optimal, but I don't think I can field that much, so I'm gonna say 10 artillery in each of the armies for now, and then we'll get more artillery as we progress in the campaign once we can actually field more. I just want to see how expensive it's going to be for me to get the current amount of artillery, basically. The farce political movement. Wait, aren't they such a farce, guys? We're gonna fail this law again, aren't we? Bro, I failed more laws in this particular playthrough than I failed in ever. I swear. It really is crazy how much I failed. Also, 2.3 million GDP just from Pashtunistan. That is insane. 30 million GDP overall, above the Prussians. Also, Canada unified and they got 40 million. Austria's got 42 million. What is happening in this game, bro? This is actually crazy to see. 40 freaking 1 million in Canada, almost as much as the Americans. That is just ridiculous, bro. Considering they got 4 times less population than the Americans, that's pretty impressive. They got a higher standard of living, as you'd imagine, as consequence too. Pausing my construction sectors right now, because if I don't, I'm gonna be going into the red. We really don't want to do that. We got already 500,000 principal, so by pausing that, all of the construction is used by the private sector, which means that we get money from them, so we basically just pay off our debt. So yeah, everybody wins, but mostly it's me. And we also grabbed the big chunk out of Punjab here, the main Punjabi land, which is 11 million population. Holy mother of God, that's crazy. They also have quite a sizable amount of industry in Punjab, so that's double good, plus 441 arable land. That's right, you heard that right, guys. 441 possible silk plantations, cotton, or whatever else we want to build in here. So yeah, we're rich. We're basically really rich now. Next war, I'm gonna grab the rest. I genuinely was talking too much and I forgot to add the rest of the war gold. bruh. Seeing as we are in the top 10 GDP right now, we could potentially go for earning recognition, as well as if we manage to get ourselves a voting system, we'd be able to get recognition too. So let's see how we do with it. It's all about the laws, guys. The laws is the main thing that's keeping us behind right now. I'm gonna be getting some more declared interest in the West, because we're gonna be attacking the Russians next. I'm gonna be taking Iraq from them. Nothing beats letting the private sector build my opium plantations for me, and I'm just sipping over here my coffee, enjoying my time, getting money from the private sector. Look at that, those 44 million investment pool funds getting transferred to us, paying off our debt whilst we increase our economy. Oh, I love this. This is literally the way you should be building up your country, how you should play Persia, just chilling and becoming one of the greatest powers whilst sipping your little coffee. Now imagine if we really min-maxed this and we started privatizing everything, getting more people converted over to capitalists and stuff. Oh, we'd fill our coffers instantly, wouldn't we? We definitely freaking would, boys. We switch over to soil enrichment farming. That way at least I'm not starving half of my country. And I think we might need some more fertilizer plants as consequence of that little change. All right, we also managed to get a better technology which allows us to switch over to proportional taxation. Right now we'd be making more money from per capita, but we're looking into the future, and the future tells us that we're going to have a lot of capitalists and a lot of dividends that we can tax, which is why proportional and graduated is better. In fact, graduated right now is way better. Look at that, we're getting 30,000 from graduated, which is huge, but we don't have it available because we haven't invented socialism yet. What even is socialism? We don't know because we haven't invented it. Oh my god, Oman is getting attacked by the British and the Russians are joining on their side. Holy schnitzel, the British are so gonna win, aren't they? They freaking are. You know what we need? We need more construction sectors, boys. Get another 10 in Mazandran, Blackberry. Okay, boys, time to Tachys Maximus, the Scumbagius Ottomanicus. It's Persian, in case you're wondering what language that was. That was Farsi, okay? Just so we're clear about that. I'm actually taking advantage of the Russians and the British being at war pretty much right now. I could take significantly more from them, but I'm not going to take too much. I'm just going to be taking the Iraqi areas, basically Mosul, Baghdad, and Basra. That's it. We have got quite a lot of infamy, so we are going to wait until this goes down before we attack maybe the Ottomans again. Well, we're absolutely crushing the Ottomans, so yeah, should be fairly easy. I guess the fact that we recruited all those extra artillery pieces did come in handy for us. A character appears into oblivion. What the hell? Who's this guy? Fat Al-Khani? Nobody cares, bro. We already have homesteading. You're not needed in our country anymore. Not sure how exactly I managed to get extra authority, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna click and use it. All right, we got half of the war goal now. Basically need to get Mosul and Basra, and then we're basically done. We have won the war. Seeing as we also have almost 100 authority, we can just do that, and that allows us to get more social mobility and back down to very low with you. There you go. We now have officially gotten all 3 of the war goals, so the war support's gonna go down for the Ottomans, which means we basically won the war. We don't even need to advance anymore, so we don't need to wait for our units to pass away uselessly. We can just defend front until the war is over right now. All right, there we go. We got all 3 provinces. Beautiful. Holy mother of God. That's actually not too expensive to incorporate these provinces. I got so used to extremely expensive provinces to incorporate, like this one, which is 713, that 50 is basically nothing right now. Once we get this technology done, we're also going to be able to incorporate the Indian parts, because the Central Archives should give us a buttload of bureaucracy. Plus, I feel confident to say that now we can get more universities as well. So let's go ahead and queue up, say, 9 more in our capital, a few more in the main states where we're actually producing things, and then like 1 everywhere else, basically. Also, let me know in the comment section before I click this button, how much bureaucracy do you think I'm going to be getting? How much more? Nobody take a peek. Nobody look. How much do you think I'm going to get? Like, click yes. We got 580 through. That is not even enough to incorporate Punjab, is it? That is actually sad. So let me see. Now we've got Khwarezmia. Punjab is 713. We're 200 short. That's not the end of the world, though. We could probably cover the 200. Question is it actually worth it incorporating Punjab right now? Sure, it would be affected by our institutions, but we don't have that many. In fact, we don't got that many at all. And I think I'm okay with the little debuff constructing stuff in here for now. Yeah, we'll keep it as this. I don't want to waste the bureaucracy on incorporating. That way we can use it for home affairs and law enforcement. We can get 2 levels of institution from that now. Also take note, we have had 0 consumption taxes from day 1. We have not not used any consumption tax for our pops. Oh my god, we've reached our innovation cap. This is not real, guys. Huzzah! A great day for all of us. We have officially become an actual capitalist nation. Tax the rich, tax the schnitzel out of them. Okay, we might have privatized a little bit more than we probably should have. Time to let loose the construction sectors once more. Can someone tell the Canadians to calm the shit down? They're up to 85 million GDP, bro. They're above the Austrians. That is actually just crazy. The fact that this nation is still a colony of the UK is even crazier though. Holy mother. Look at these graphs go up. Dude, I need to play Canada as well. Brother, what is this? Operation Skibidi Opium is also underway, by the way, guys. We have started building a lot more of these, and we've also started some more opium trade routes and some opium treaties. So soon enough, the whole world will be addicted to our product. Now, as our first company, we have a few options. The cool part is this particular company here, which is actually a cotton plantation company, but it gives opium plantation building throughput. I don't know why. I want to go for this for the opium plantation throughput, but the problem is that it doesn't have a prestige good, and I also really want to go for a prestige good company. For example, this here has double the radical from political movement compared to the default company, as well as it has morale recovery. This is also a unique company for the Persians, so I'm going to go for this as my first company, and we're going to give it also tobacco plantations as well as trade rights and investment rights. We're going to make this opium plantation the greatest one, and we're also going to give it a proper opium plantation name, the Persian Cartel. Truly a very friendly cartel of individuals. Oh, actually we can do the restoration of MERV now, so that's going to give permanently in the process of MERV agriculture throughput or prestige permanently plus 10%. I'm going to go for the prestige, actually. I don't mind that. And for our second company, we're a little bit late to this, but we're going to go for a manufacturing company here, the Persian Metal Works Conglomerate. Brother, we passed restricted child labor in 1896. I am so behind with tech. It is crazy. I mean, laws, not tech. Tech, we're actually catching up, though. Now, I've got 3 armies of 30-30 each. I feel like I need more, though, because the great powers are starting to really ramp up their soldiers. So I'm going to get another 10 of each, basically make it 80 in each army, basically. One of the greatest days in our nation's history. We have officially become recognized, all due thanks to our great friends over in France, which means that we now are a major power, the world's 8th major power for that matter. Wait, actually we might become a great power now that I think about it. The French want me to transfer them 10 fine art. Okay, France, that's a weird request, but sure. You know what? I'm just glad that I'm above the Russians, I'm above the Austrians, I'm above the Canadians now, and I'm honestly really shocked to see how well the AI does. Like the US, for example, has 363 million GDP without even owning Texas, dude. Let that, or at least most of Texas. It does have a little piece of Texas, actually. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like, actually crazy to see how well the AI does. And yeah, this is complete border gore. I hate this. The really cool part is this, guys. We managed to actually addict a huge population of the world to our opium. So the second that we go down to no tariffs, we make massive profit. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to continue to sell our shit insanely cheap just so we can get more people to buy our product. We've turned Persia into an economic and industrial powerhouse, and we fully modernized it and recognized it. So if you enjoyed this run, don't forget to leave a like. If we get 4,000 likes, we'll do a similar run as the weakest Arabian nation. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.